There we go. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello, hello. There we go. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Jesus. That might be a new record. Like 30 seconds in, I get my first viewer. Sup, Grimlock? How you doing, man? That might be a new record. Like 30 seconds in, I get my first viewer. Sup, Grimlock? Okay. So we're going to, of course, pop this bitch out. Then we're going to put it right around here. I know there's a way. There's something to do. There's docs, YouTube chat. Chat is disabled for live stream. What the fuck? What kind of bullshit is this? That means YouTube actually did its job. Yeah, seriously. Okay, let's disable live chat then. Okay, so we are going to be continuing with the horror stories. So let's get this shit on. Hang on. 1 second. Reach. There we go. I got so many lights in my face. Two,
Floor.
to be exact.
Later that night, when we came home, we didn't say anything to our parents. Our parents still know that 2 kids got scared during a power cut inside the haunted mansion of Disneyland. I worked in Disneyland as a security guard. It was the end of autumn and the beginning of winter. The park closed earlier that day, and all the workers were finishing their basic duties to leave for home. All the rides were returning to their coops, and lights were going off one by one. Disneyland after closing hours is a completely different world.
Yeah.
Even though I was
creepy.
working there for 4 months, I could feel an odd vibe taking over that place after nightfall. There's the continuous feeling of being watched stayed with me as I made my usual rounds around the...
Okay, you see me. Wanna chat in the live chat?
theme park. I always began with the Toontown, as it was the first one to close. Walking amidst the Toontown after the shutdown was an awful feeling. It felt like any time a psycho wearing a Mickey Mouse head would jump from the darkness and snap my neck. Yeah, thoughts like these are
What do you say? Ah. Okay then.
pretty common when you're alone in one of the largest theme parks around the world. Spook stories can be heard from the workers all the time. Even though some of my colleagues shared weird experiences while working here, I never saw anything scary until one night. I was eating my sandwich and watching some random videos on YouTube when I heard the rustling of bushes at some distance. I looked up but didn't see anyone. I thought it was probably a bird or a squirrel and ignored it. After 15 minutes, I got up to make a full round around the theme park. That was my third round of the night. This is to confirm that I already made 2 rounds and came to the conclusion that there's no one here except me and Smith. Smith's security room was on the other side of the park, hence we kept contact through walkie-talkies. While doing our rounds, we often met each other and shared a smoke for a break. So that night too, I started walking towards his room while scanning the surroundings. I came near the Indiana Jones adventure when I saw a figure coming out from the darkness. I stopped and watched a guy wearing sweatpants and t-shirts slowly going in the opposite direction, right in front of my eyes. I could tell it was a teenage boy with a malnourished structure. He was crossing the way so casually that I bet he didn't see me standing at some distance. "Hey, how did you get in?" I asked. But instead of answering me,
he's an escaped convict. He climbed the fence.
He kept walking like before. He was limping as if one of his legs were badly hurt.
From the
"Can I
barbed
help
wire.
you? Are you hurt, boy?" Still, no reply came from him. I took a step
Sexy ass. What the fuck?
ahead to go near him, just when he stopped and turned his head towards me. He kept his head down and made a muffled
what
growl.
the fuck?
It was so dark that I could barely see his face, so I flashed my light on him and found him staring at me with blood.
That is actually really creepy. That's it for this video. No, just kidding. Hang on, I gotta do something. There we go.
Bloodshot eyes. Are you alright? Do you need help? The boy growled in a low voice, and then turned back and started to run away. I also ran behind him, thinking he might have had some bad intentions. His eyes weren't normal at
We're
all,
gonna go suck off Mickey Mouse.
and maybe he sneaked in to do drugs. I mean, teenagers do crazy things, you know? Stop! Stop right now! But no matter how loud I screamed, he didn't
I'm sorry, but if you're a security guard and you see somebody running away, and, well, I mean, if you're that guy, you see a security guard running after you, are you really gonna stop for them? Hell no. I'm gonna fucking run for my life, because I don't know what shit I did. I could have been fucking drug dealing in fucking Disneyland, so I'm getting the fuck out of there.
stop. After almost 10 minutes of tiresome chasing, I stopped to catch my breath, and when I looked up, he was gone. The boy was nowhere to be
You're
found.
not that guy, pal.
I
Trust
found
me, you're
myself
not that guy.
standing in front of the sleeping beauty castle. I turned on my walkie-talkie to connect Smith. Smith, are you there? Please answer. I called
he
for
did.
him once again,
He fucking
but he
did.
didn't reply. I started walking towards the security room while continuously calling him through the walkie-talkie.
Yeah, that's
When I
always a
reached
good
his
idea.
room, I found it empty. I was
He
getting
dead.
tensed just when Smith's voice came from the walkie-talkie. Walter, are you there? Yeah, man, where the hell are you? I'm checking the monorail tracks. The
Oh.
ride operator called me. He set it to run it once through, just to
Never
see
mind,
if
he's
there was
not
an
dead.
issue with the
Or
operation
maybe he is dead, but he's a ghost.
device. But what happened? Smith, I saw this teenage boy. He must have sneaked in to do drugs. I tried to catch him, but he outran me somehow. He's still in the park. We should go look for him. Smith told
Wait, look at my webcam real fast. Look how the fucking back, like the green screen changes. Watch this. It changes to like fucking gray, and then yeet, green. Dude, I got some fucking powers. Jesus.
me to wait until he finishes the test drive. From where I was standing, I could see the monorail tracks right above me. I waited for Smith to come down and lit a cigarette. I kept my eyes open, hoping to see that teenage boy once again. The sound of monorail coming close reverberated in the silent theme park. I was about to put out the cigarette butt, just when something unexpected happened. The boy jumped on the ground from the roof of the security room. I heard his bones snapping as he stood upon the ground. I
Oh.
literally saw a white bone gushing out from his limb, making a bloody scene.
Snuck in to do drugs. No, he must have sneaked in.
But he stood like he felt no pain. What the hell is wrong with you? I screamed in shock, and the
He a
boy
zombie.
once again turned his head at me.
Oh
He
shit.
smiled in a sinister
Fuck
way,
that.
and then
Punch him
ran
in the
ahead
face.
at full speed. The pillar attached to the ground leading to the monorail track has small iron
I'll just
bars
take care of
in
him.
it
Don't even worry.
for the maintenance guys to climb up. He climbed those
I'll
bars
fucking
like a
take care of him.
monkey, and I saw the inevitable happen in front of my
Ow!
eyes.
Poke myself.
As soon as the boy reached above the track, the speeding monorail rushed at him and ran over him in a wink. A spine-chilling growl took place, and I heard Smith pulling the brakes. The monorail stopped
My balls.
on the tracks, making a loud squeaking sound, and everything went silent. It took me some time to grasp the entire scenario. Smith started calling out for me while
Why did it take you time to grasp the entire scenario? That boy's clearly suicidal from all the drugs he's been on. You don't get a physique like that, malnutrition, or whatever it is, if you've done weed, and then at the same time you're crazy, so you're still on weed. God damn it. This boy had some seriously bad intentions. He just fucking straight up got yeeted by that bus underneath it.
fumbling in fear. Who can think straight
Well,
after
not a
running
bus, but
over
you
a
know what I mean.
person, right? I slowly walked to the nearest halt and saw the monorail going backwards. After moving back from the spot where the boy was standing, Smith stopped the monorail and came out. His face was all pale,
Oh my god.
just like
I
mine.
just killed someone.
We
Oh
were
my god.
sweating in fear. It was time to walk the tracks and discover the remains of that teenager. No one has to.
He is on cocaine. To be honest, if he heard a after he got run over, I don't think he's gonna be alive. But plot twist, he probably escaped. Probably
To
still
tell
alive.
us that it's going to be bloodshed, with organs scattered everywhere. My heart was beating so loud that at some point I thought it would come out of my chest. Taking slow, intense steps, we went to the spot, and as we peeked to see what we were expecting, our eyes widened in horror. There was nothing on the tracks.
Yep.
No blood, no human remains, not even a footprint. Smith and I exchanged a confused look. We were pretty sure that that boy was run over by the monorail. We walked the track twice, searching for some clue
Is
to
there any
define
blood
his
on the
mysterious
fucking-
disappearance.
Is there any
But
blood
we
on
found
this?
nothing. Is this possible for two sane adults to hallucinate such a vicious scene without being under a state of
That's a heroin.
intoxication? I don't think so. Smith and I didn't tell anyone about this. I changed my
I think he means a giant blood stain.
shift and Smith resigned after a week. I knew it was hard on him to continue working there after that night. Months went by until one day I overheard a conversation of the maintenance staff. I heard one of them mentioning a teenage boy sneaking inside the park after closing hours. I rushed to her and asked her what's
The good shit. Yeah, I'm gonna show that. There you go.
the deal with this boy. To which she told me. In June of 1966, a teenager tried to sneak into Disneyland for a grand night by climbing a fence and crossing the monorail
I fucking knew it! I knew he climbed a fence. You son of a bitch.
track. When he was spotted by a security
Escaped
guard,
convict
the
looking ass.
teenager ran, but he was struck and killed by the monorail train. It is said that the
So it's a ghost in a time loop doing the same shit that happened when he died. That makes sense. That's how ghosts usually work. Say my name's Zaddy. Oh, Nicholas. Ooh, yeah.
ghost of the teenager can be seen at night, running alongside the monorail train. I wanted to share how true this tale is, but it's better to keep a little information with yourself sometimes. I've left the job long back, but whenever I imagine the scene of that boy jumping on the tracks, I get shivers, thinking he was already dead before he died once again, right in front of us that night. This may sound weird, but I get an uncanny feeling
It's still the
whenever
same
someone
guy.
mentions Disneyland. I used to work there as a ride
Man, this guy has some horrible scenarios.
operator. I started with the Space Mountain ride and later got shifted to Matterhorn bobsled. My job included ensuring safety measures, such as checking the seat belts and making sure each bobsled is running smoothly before the
Bobsled,
passengers
man.
arrive.
Jamaica, man.
I had a coworker, and together we looked after the Matterhorn. For the sake of the story, let's call him Mark.
What the fuck?
Mark and I were a good team. No faults could ever escape our eyes. One time, a passenger was getting on a bobsled when Mark stopped him, saying he better go for the next one, as this one is missing a screw. We pulled the bobsled aside, and I did find
It's
a
just straight up. You better go for the next one, for this one is missing a screw. Just so happy and so neutral.
missing screw
At the
on the
same
area
time.
where the wheels are attached to. When I asked Mark how did he know it, he replied someone whispered to his ears. I was a bit confused with
Someone whispered into my ears.
his weird reply, but then he said it was just a lucky guess. I didn't think about it much, because he was working on the ride way before me, so these intuitions come in handy when you gather enough experience.
Yeah.
Our duties also included checking the entire track after closing hours, looking for lost items. Sometimes people dropped off their things out of excitement of the ride, and we had to walk the entire track at night to make sure everything was in place for the next day. The difference
You notice that all these people died on like tracks? The previous boy got struck down by that fucking train going on the track. the very first story, the guy got straight up fucking. I think. What was the first story about? The first story was about these two brothers, and then this kid who was always screaming, and they said, I think, that he also got ran over. He just died of fear. He died of fear. The mother placed his ashes inside that place, and now he haunts the track. What is up with all these people and dying on tracks? Like, I now don't even want to ever go on a little, like a roller coaster at all. Come here, little mama. Come here, little mama. Let me whisper in your ear. Tell me something that you like, Mike. Oh my God. That you might like to hear. It's for real estate.
Differences between Disneyland in the day and Disneyland after dark were far from reality. A place that's
Snap back to reality.
never silent when the sun is in the sky suddenly turns into a graveyard of toys and rides after the closing hours. I still remember the first time when I walked the track with Mark. I could feel extremely cold air blowing inside the Matterhorn tracks. It was quite surprising because there's obviously no air conditioning inside these caves, and it was warm enough outside. Not just that, but there stood this one particular big cavern in the middle of the ride, with a burnt-out light. No matter how many times we
in a
changed
mine
the bulb
shaft.
there, it always stopped working after a day or two. Mark never bothered about any of this. Hence, I overlooked these matters too. Until one day, something really weird happened. I was walking down the tracks with
hell.
a flashlight, checking for any item. Mark was way ahead of me. We were in the cave with no light. Even though I could see Mark, I could see his flashlight moving in the dark. I was thinking of increasing my speed to catch up with him when I saw something sparkling at the side of the track. As I flashed my torchlight on it, I
It's
discovered
Mark.
a bunch of keys. I crouched down to pick it up when someone whispered to my ears, "Move away. It's
What
coming."
the hell?
And just then,
Bitch, get out of my
I
ear.
heard the noise of wheels squeaking on the track and saw an empty bobsled coming at me at full speed. I
That's
tripped
when you
over and
jump it.
fell on the track
You
out of the sudden
dumbass.
shock, screaming, "Mark! Mark!" I hit my chin, falling on the iron tracks, and blood came out. I still grabbed the wound with my hand and turned over to dodge that speeding bobsled. But it was gone. Mark came running. "What happened? What the hell?" He picked me up and we came out. I sat
Are
on
they
a chair
twins?
while Mark
Why does
washed
it look
off
like
the
Sid?
wound
Why does it look like Sid the Sloth? What the hell?
and didn't put a bandage on it. "I'll check the track early in the morning. You must have tripped over due to the stones on the track. These
Sankamon.
electricians can never do a clean job. I told him repeatedly to clean the track after fixing the wiring inside the wall, but bloody hell." Mark went
They're
on
so
rebuking
bad at
the
their job, they need to
electrician
be
guy
fucking
for not
fired.
cleaning the track after work, and I sat down quietly wondering what just happened inside. When Mark noticed I wasn't reacting at all, he asked, "Dude, are you alright?" "I don't know. I'm sure I heard someone. And that
I don't know. I'm sure I heard someone.
bobsled, it vanished." "What? What are you saying?" I took a pause and told Mark that I heard a woman's voice inside those tracks. I told him how she told me to move aside, and just then I saw an empty bobsled coming at me from nowhere, and I fell on the ground out of a sudden panic. But when I turned over,
You
the
stupid ass
bobsled
bitch.
was gone, as if I had imagined it. But I heard the wheels on the track. How can I imagine such a thing? Mark's face turned serious all of a sudden, and I could tell he knows something that I don't. "What? What is it?" I think you're tired. You better go home and take some rest. The work pressure is getting to you, you know." "Please, I know what I saw. Mark, please tell me if you know something. Don't make me sit here thinking that I'm some kind of a crazy guy who hit his head." Mark
You are a crazy guy who hit his head, you dumbass.
exhaled a deep breath and said, "Look, man, I don't know how much of it is true, but these things started after the accident on the Matterhorn ride. People see and hear things that aren't there, but you'll get used to it, because shit happens, you know, and we should learn to ignore them. It's better that way." "What accident? What exactly happened there, Mark?" Summing up
What exactly happened there, Mark?
what Mark told me, 3 years back, a woman named Dolly took this ride. Dolly was a mother who went on the ride with her children. She was worried about them, so she undid her seatbelt and turned to look at them. The train went into a sharp decline while entering the big cavern, and she was thrown from the train onto the tracks. Before she could get up and move, another bobsled came at full speed, running her over. I couldn't speak for half an hour after hearing this. Suddenly, a question came to mind. Mark, the day you guessed the screw missing in the ride, will you still say it was a lucky guess? Mark patted my back and said, "You'll get used to her with time. She never hurts anyone, though. In fact, she helps me in every way possible." No, I didn't keep working there to get used to a woman's spirit that haunts a ride at night.
Why does it have red eyes?
Now I know why the light near the cavern always fuses out. Mark said the cavern is often referred to as Dolly's Dip by many coworkers. I don't know how normal it is to work around a ghost, but no matter what, I am never going back to Dolly's Dip, even in daylight.
Yeah, well, you're just a pussy, so yeah.
I moved into a new house with my parents and older brothers when I was about 8 years old. It was an unusually big house, but also extremely old. The walls were cracked.
God damn, why is it this same guy? He gets put in the worst scenarios, dude. I moved into a house when I was 8 years old. My older brothers and my parents. It's just like, God damn, for an 8-year-old, your balls aren't even fucking dropped. They're scratching the ground right now. Jesus.
And just about everything was covered in dirt, but 8-year-old me didn't care. I was just excited to explore the new house to see what it had to offer with my brothers. We didn't even mind that we had to do it while cleaning the place. Our first day there was spent moving our stuff in and cleaning what would become our bedrooms. My brothers and I were excited when we found out that we'd actually get our own rooms.
Dude,
we spent the entire day decorating our rooms. Adam, our eldest brother at 12 years old, got a bedroom that was almost as big as our parents'. Eric, my 10-year-old brother and the middle child of the family, got a pretty decent room.
I never heard of a house with 2 master bedrooms.
With a nice view of the neighborhood through the window. As for me, being the youngest sibling, I, of course, got the smallest and shittiest room on the top floor, right under the attic. I didn't mind, though. I was just glad that I'd no longer have to listen to my brother snoring every night. I went to bed on my first night there, feeling hopeful for the next day. We had about a week until we would have to start going to the new school our parents enrolled us in, and I was thinking of ways to make the best of it. For once, I wanted to go to sleep early, so I'd have more energy to
Who the hell sleeps like that?
Do things the next day. But sleep didn't come easy to me that night. As I laid on my new bed trying to force myself to sleep, I heard the sound of old wood creaking from
Adam sounds like a douche. Yeah, he does.
Somewhere nearby. I'm a light sleeper, so I just laid there with my eyes wide open, waiting for it to go away. At first, I thought it was just the house settling itself. Or just the old wood creaking.
No. That has never happened a day in anyone's lives. When it's the house settling in, it's always a bad thing. It's always somebody else moving around. Because if everybody in your family is on the bed right now, not moving, then what the fuck does a house settling in have to do with anything?
To the weight of its own age. But the more I listened, the more I was able to pinpoint where the sound was coming from. It seemed to be concentrated above me.
On the ceiling! Oh
With
my
eyes
god!
Almost adjusted
It's
to the
Spooder
dark,
Man!
I skimmed through the dirty, speckled ceiling, and noticed that each time I heard the noise, it would be accompanied by a tiny stream of fine dust falling from above.
Yeah, it's an old
Mice
house.
in the ceiling, I thought. Or maybe raccoons. I always wanted to see one.
I'm sorry, but do you even know English? Or maybe raccoons is called raccoons, dumbass.
Up close.
Say it
I
in the
put
white boy
exploring the
voice.
attic on my to-do
Raccoons.
list for the next day.
Go on, get raccoons.
When the next morning came, I ate breakfast with my parents before they went to work. Once they were gone, Adam and Eric called me over to the backyard for a round of tag before I could finish my meal.
I always fucking hated tag because I was always the slowest.
I scarfed down the eggs and bacon and took a couple of bites in the toast before leaving the rest of it on the plate to go play with my brothers. Our
Hey man, don't waste food.
game of tag went
Come
about
on,
as well
man.
as you'd expect from an 8-year-old going up against kids who were 2 and 4 years older than him. I got tagged almost immediately and spent the next hour desperately trying to catch up to my older brothers in our enormous backyard.
see. Where are you?
They had some fun laughing and teasing me at first, but started to feel sorry for me after a while and called off the game.
Wait, what is this?
Fuck. He's an incoherent fuck. Yeah, that's right. I know you.
Vanny.
Alex is an incoherent fuck. Stupid fuck.
If I'm an incoherent fuck, Jeffrey, then why do you sound like that? Alex is an incoherent fuck. It's like, learn how to say your fuck words, not fuck. You piece of shit.
He's an incoherent fuck. Yeah, that's right. I know you.
Vanny.
Let me just put this on the stream. Hang on. This is my oldest brother. He gave me this tattoo right here. This one, my first tattoo for free. Hang on, I need it. Oh my god.
He's an incoherent fuck. Yeah, that's right. I know you.
Vanny.
Alex is an incoherent fuck.
I would lie and say you're wrong, but you're also not wrong, so yeah. Fuck you. Piece of shit. Go fuck yourself.
By the end of it, I was sweating on the grass and gasping for air as my brothers sat beside me waiting for me to catch my breath. When I did, they asked me if I wanted to keep playing, and I told them that it would be great if we could play something else, preferably something with an even playing field for the 3 of us. In the end, we decided on hide and seek. It'd give us a fun way to get to know the house better too, so we'd be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Adam volunteered to be the seeker, since his height would help him look around more easily.
True.
And Eric and I should have an easier time hiding because of our smaller size. Adam turned around and loudly counted from 1 to 100, while Eric and I scrambled into the house to
Honestly, from 1 to 100, I think that's too much time for little kids.
find a hiding spot.
It'd be like 1 to 60.
We
or 1
both
to 30.
dashed past the dining room in a hurry, but as I did, I noticed something odd. My plate at the dining table laid empty, even though I distinctly remember leaving a bit of toast on it
Yeah, you
before
did.
joining my brothers outside.
It wasn't toast, it was a
I
sandwich,
didn't think
dumbass.
much of it though. I was in the middle of a game after all. And after my humiliating defeat in tag, I was determined to win in hide and seek. I ran around the top floor trying to find a good place to hide, all the while
Fuck me? No.
In the
Fuck you!
Fuck you in the ass, right?
Fuck you with a jar of honey.
Fuck me in the ass, Sonny.
Fuck me, Zaddy. Jeffrey, I will use that lube and put it all over my dick and fuck you. So shut up, you piece of shit.
Fuck me? No.
In the
Fuck you!
Fuck you in the ass, right?
Fuck you with a jar of honey.
By the way, only bitches eat honey, so yeah.
Fuck me in the ass, Sonny.
while the voice of Adam counted from outside. I was going to hide in the wardrobe when I noticed that the attic entrance was ever so slightly ajar. The entrance to the attic.
The attic was a jar? No, I'm pretty sure it's an attic, not a fucking jar. I'm stupid.
Attic was a trap door with a pull-down staircase on the ceiling, attached to a piece of rope long enough even for me to pull down. The
You
first
midget.
thing I thought was that the attic
Even long enough for you to pull down, it's literally right there, just fucking reach.
would be a perfect
Lazy
place
bastard.
to hide. Nobody had been there before, not even Mom or Dad, so Adam and Eric would have no chance trying to find him there. I pulled the string and an old wooden staircase lowered smoothly
There you
from
go.
the ceiling, despite its immense age. I carefully ascended, taking care to not put too much weight into my steps and to
I'm sorry.
slow.
But how the fuck did that staircase not come unfolded and it's just a perfect staircase to be going up to the attic? This is irrelevant. This shit's bull.
Forward smoothly from the ceiling, despite its immense age. I carefully ascended, taking care to not put too much weight into my steps and to not accidentally break them. They were a lot sturdier than I thought they'd be. There wasn't even any dust on them.
I'm sorry, but is he taking 2 steps at a time on that fucking one step? What the hell? Somebody teach this boy how to fucking walk.
I poked my head into the attic to see if there were any good hiding spots. I wasn't expecting to see what I did.
What'd you see?
Strewn all around the floor were empty bags of junk food and wrappers. There was also a trail of
Junk food and wrappers. Bitch, you better be talking about the mumble wrappers, because they are junk food and pieces of shit.
dark brown crumbs from toasted bread that led deep into the shadows of the attic. I could even hear the sound of the toast crunching as something or someone
I don't think that's the sound of the toast crunching. I think that's my brother getting fucked in the ass with my honey-covered dick.
was eating it in the attic. I thought that it was probably just the raccoon I'd heard the night before, and followed the trail of toasted breadcrumbs with my eyes, and waited for them to adjust to the darkness. I felt my blood freeze in fear when they adjusted to the darkness enough to let me see the thing that had been hiding in the attic. Instead of a raccoon, I saw a person. A man in dirty, tattered clothes, crouched on top of a patch of old newspaper laid on the floor as a sort of makeshift bed, munching down on my leftover toast with both hands.
That piece of shit!
I
That's
let
my
out
bread.
an audible gasp in surprise before I could stop myself. The moment I did, the man's head spun in my direction, and I was able to see his face for the first time. He had a filthy, ragged beard covered in crumbs and lice, and his gaunt frame spoke of
Take him to the barbershop. They can get fixed.
years of malnutrition. But worse of all were his eyes.
Or just give him a
Black,
comb.
bloodshot
or
eyes
fucking
staring
brush.
straight at me with a desperate hunger I can't even begin to describe. I knew at that moment that I didn't look like a person to him, just an easy meal that'll fill him far better than the leftovers he's been living on. Drool overflowed his ravenous jaws, and he lunged at me with arms
Damn
outstretched
hobos.
to catch
I
me.
know. Tell me about
I
it.
ducked just in time, pressing myself against the steps. The man flew over me and tumbled down the old staircase. I took the opportunity to make a run for it as fast as I could. I found Adam still searching for Eric and I in the living room, and quickly told him the situation. He took me outside and called the police on his phone. We were able to wait outside in safety until the police came by to search the house. Eric wasn't so lucky.
Looks like I like 7 feet tall.
When the police
Jesus.
searched the house for our intruder, they
Why do you look so weird? Look, that's you with all your fancy hair shit. This is me. I'm wearing a fucking hat. Do it. Why do you look so weird? Look, that's you with all your fancy hair shit. This is me. I'm wearing a fucking hat.
What'd you want him to do in the first place? That's what I'm
Why do
confused
you
about.
look?
found him hunched
So
over
weird.
Eric's eviscerated body.
Oh! Shit, I was not expecting that. He fucking killed him.
The master bedroom, holding a knife he stole from the kitchen. He was pulling out my brother's organs one by one from a wide slit in his abdomen
Oh, so he was committing seppuku.
and eating them with the ferocity of a starving animal. According to the police, the last thing the man said before they shot him dead was this: "I know all the places to hide in this house."
That's creepy. Oh. I know all the places to hide in this house. Ugh. Why don't you just go hide in hell from now on?
Hey guys,
God damn it, Clyde. Get in the truck.
I see many of you commenting on my videos that this channel deserves 1 million subscribers.
Still not a million, but
But I also see the percent of people who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed to the channel.
God damn it, Clyde. Get in the truck.
So, if you like the content, want to support my channel, and want to see this channel reach 1 million subscribers, or maybe 500,000 subscribers, then go ahead, subscribe, and
still 500,000 subscribers is a lot. I'm not even close to 1,000. I hope I get there one day. Plot twist: he was playing the longest game of hide and seek.
hit the bell icon. It's free, and you can always change your mind later. This happened to me during Halloween when my friends and I were still in elementary school.
Well, I'm gonna end the stream because I want to video chat my brothers and be like,
Well, fuck you say to me, you piece of shit.
okay. So I'll see you guys in the next live stream, I guess. Bye.